I feel honoured to be able to stand up here. For many years I've trained under really, really good people. And a lot of my knowledge I've sort of found by accident. You know, my first instructors were telling me a whole lot of stuff and I straight over my head. And it's only later on that I sort of found these things by accident and said, why didn't they tell me? And then when I go back and look at the tapes and things, they were telling us, we just didn't hear it, we didn't see it. And a lot of it were really strange little tricks and things that we're going to play with a bit today. So when I've been looking at what happened today, we talked about what I call volume, this presence that we take and we drop. Okay, and the other thing was gluing to people rather than grabbing them. Alright, because when you grab them, suddenly you're in a battle of fight and strength and speed. But when you glue to people, you can then move and defend and change. So we might play a little bit about this volume and gluing. We may play with a bit of zanchin and timing. Knowing me, I'll go down 3 different rabbit holes and we'll come out the 5th one. Let's see how we go. So our first thing, Paul, come here, mate. What is this thing called gluing or volume? We just got to move. Come over into the light, my son. Just grab my wrist. Now this is totally innocent. Yeah. And what do we mean by volume? Just come around a fraction there. You know, when we talk about volume, what does that mean? Or personal space. You know, when I come in here, I'm not connecting with this person. I'm not having any volume. So volume is presence, or when I actually extend through now. So I've dropped into my feet, I've allowed my shoulders to roll, I've gone into my lats. As I breathe in, I've expanded. And if you like, we can then now connect to this other person. So let's do the exercise we used to. You stay standing for a minute. And I'll be down here. Okay? And all I want you to do is connect through this person. So what you do is roll your shoulders, drop down and come up through into the shoulders and allow yourself to stand up. And what I'm using is structure plus volume to take away structure from above. Alright? And I hope you noticed, as Mark was talking earlier, keep your body like it's got a pole. You're in alignment through your body. Okay? So when you're down here, it's no good trying to come up from here. I just lost my teeth. Yeah? So from here what I want to do is I want to pop through his shoulders. I want to come up with some sort of presence. Let's do that as a warm-up. See how you go. I want to see what you like on your knees as well. Quickly have a go. Let's do the same exercise, but I'm not going to kneel this time. What I'm going to do here is just grab both things. And remember, these are all exercises. These are actually not a fight. These are teaching you about volume. Okay, how my presence can already affect the other person. We can now layer the fighting on top. This just gives me an added advantage. Something else to play with. So I'm going to play with the volume this way. That one we play with volume this way. Okay. So the first volume I play with is that I create volume by through my feet, up through my hips, into my elbows, out, and just let go of that one for a second. And I'm just gluing into his grip. I'm just expanding so my skin glues to the inside of his grip. I want him to hold on. If I do that, I break out. If I do this, he hangs on. So I'm just gluing. This is the gluing part where we connect to the person, where we glue to him. So the first one I'm going to get you to play with is I want to bounce Mark off the front of my space. So I just pick up the space here in front. You can feel that? Try that one first. After that I want to take it past his skeletal structure, so it's right behind him. It just goes right out behind him. Whoa. Now suddenly he's on the back foot. Yeah. The difference in me is I expand here to have forward presence. When Mark wants to start being a bit more assertive, I actually go already behind him. So at the point where he wants to use more force, I've already expanded. And I neutralise the intention. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? Easy peasy. Alright, so if I just push from my shoulders, Mark straight away has a connection to my body. Because I'm all just up here and I'm not grounding in my feet, and it's just going to be a fight of strength or speed. Yeah. But if I find my feet and I build thing here, volume now, it's a completely different scenario. Grappling out, I will then take them into a grapple. Striking out, I will then start striking. So we can layer all the other stuff on top. How does it feel? Interesting? Have a play, have a look. We had some nice little Japanese instructors come out, and I was in my nice 20s and 30s and thought I'm going to use all my power and strength against these guys, and realised it was pointless. And why was it pointless? It was pointless because I didn't understand what they were doing, and they never told us. And then they'd toss us around the mat like we're rag dolls. And we're going, how the hell did they do that? What they were doing was stealing the skeletal structure right from the beginning. So even when he wanted to grab my wrist, I'm already out through his shoulder. And they were doing it from Handi Handachi, Sawari Waza, whatever. When he wants to come in, come towards me, he's already gone. And then of course they would just bring him into Aikido or whatever they wanted to do, because they already had the skeletal structure. The skeletal structure was already gone. But they never taught us that. But the things to do this is timing and volume and intention. So you need to layer these things on top. So please, if I do that, it's too late really. Which doesn't mean I can't do anything, it just means it's too late for what I'm looking at. So, bang, it's too late. I can still reset. But ideally what should happen is his intention is to come and grab my arm, but by the time he's grabbed it, he's already in the back. So now he wants to launch this punch. So as he wants to launch, he's actually coming from a skeletal structure that's deformed. Does that make sense? So timing is the other thing we talk about, this timing of intentional connection. And we're still not talking about a street fight here, this is still learning. He wants to come in and be dominant. I want to steal away the intention of him being dominant. Alright? So, I mean, in a street fight thing, we're not going to be nice. We're going to go and play some other games. But for what we're doing here, learning, how does my presence, my volume, my structure affect this person? So, Ikkyo would be pop the shoulder up and around, and we'll get into the Ikkyo Kaitanagis. If I want Shianagi, I will pop them up and then over through. And then we'll take them through Shianagi. But straight away from the beginning, I've already stolen his structure. Shall we slow that down? You want to try that? So, as he's coming in for the grab, I've already come up through my body and popped that shoulder. The next line of attack normally is going to be from the other side of the body. Or if I push him back, he'll kick with this one. But if I've done that, normally this is what's going to be coming next. So I don't want to be here. So when I pop the shoulder, I'll move away from that and use the skeletal structure to block the next attack. So the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder are already negating the next punch. And when the next punch is coming in, my hip then goes involved and we take away structure through volume, through my connection to his body volume. Is that making sense? Still not a street fight, but it is a situation where you're applying the connection of your structure and volume to the other person. Yeah? So, let's see how good you are. We'll pop the shoulder first. If you like, this person's intention could be if I push him too far back, he can lift his foot and kick. If I lock up here, he might want to bring the hand across or even start to lift his back leg, whatever. My intention is to use my focus plus peripheral vision to see what's coming next, to then come away from it and set myself up in a way that neutralises his skeletal structure. Now, you want me to be nasty or nice?
Nice.
Who said nasty? When I'm nice, I guide his body. I invite him to change. If I want to be nasty, I then add in all the, sorry about your headset, all the bits that are going to cause damage. So instead of Shianagi there, I'll pop it out here. We can do other stuff we like. So you can easily change from nasty to nice. It's your choice. But if I don't have some sort of connection with myself, if he's coming in and I'm just doing Shianagi, I'm going to get pummeled. And if that's kata, but not applied kata, it's pointless. Yeah, make sense? So as he comes in, boom, already from my feet connected through to his shoulder. We'll go across here. Oh, look, not quite the right place. Oh, that's all right. We'll set this up. We'll set him up so now his body is making it more difficult for him to continue to attack. Have a play, see what you can find. Hey, Dominic.